I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Even though Disney's film slate is filled with plenty of superheroes already, thanks to Marvel Studios, Pixar helped give them one of the best superhero movies of all time long before they bought up Marvel, with The Incredibles. Now 14 years later, Brad Bird is returning to the animation game to give us the sequel we've all been waiting for with Incredibles 2. But you younger folks out there may be shocked to find that The Incredibles were not the first non-Marvel superheroes to get a movie under the Walt Disney label. Need we forget The Rocketeer, Condor Man, or the crossover movie they made between those two characters, known as Rocket Man? And that brings us to today's superheroic subject, as appropriately titled Up, Up, and Away! Yes, Awfully Good Movies is finally diving into the world of Disney Channel original movies, which has practically become a genre unto itself ever since the Disney Channel started producing original movies back in 1997. And in the years since, some of these Disney Channel movies have even ended up branching off into their own franchises. You got your Halloween Towns, your Camp Rocks, and especially your High School Musicals. But you do not have any sequels for this Disney Channel presentation, as directed by and starring our good friend from the Meteor Man, Robert Townsend, who had turned his directorial and acting work towards the TV format after the totally unexpected box office failure of Academy Award winners Halle Berry and Martin Landau in BAPS.
You know about that Luke Skywalker, huh? Get it?
I believe it stands for BAPS is an awful piece of shit. So let us see if Townsend can end up being more successful in the TV game with this second try at superhero family comedy. Hell, since Meteor Man had his movie tie-in comic book published by Marvel Comics, why doesn't Disney do Robert Townsend a favor and bring that character back through the MCU? I mean, you got a young War Machine in that first movie. You can tie this shit together easily. So we begin by being introduced to the film's family of superheroes, who in their ordinary lives are just a plain suburban family known as the Marshalls, but are called upon every so often to save the day by donning costumes to become super-powered heroes. And the paterfamilias of this family would be Jim, played by director Robert Townsend, who manages to outdo his ridiculous Meteor Man costume when he dons his outfit to become the Bronze Eagle.
All clear, Dad?
Sorry about this, son, but have a great day.
Look at this shit. It's like Robert Townsend saved the Batty Boy costume from Hollywood Shuffle and encased it in foam rubber.
We ain't gonna fail me now. Betty.
And here to assist the Bronze Eagle are his wife Judy, aka Warrior Woman, his teenage son Adam, aka Silver Charge, and his little daughter Molly, who doesn't yet have a superhero persona, but is well on her way to becoming the new Cyclops.
Molly, if I've told you once, I've told you a million times. No laser vision without supervision.
Oh no, ma'am, that wasn't Molly's fault. Turns out Superman and Zod were drunkenly fighting each other on your lawn again. But the one member of the family without superpowers yet is the preteen son, Scott, who is not only concerned with the typical kid problems of making team captain on his soccer team, but also about whether or not he'll finally inherit superpowers like the rest of his family upon his upcoming 14th birthday, after which there will no longer be any chance of Scott inheriting his family's bloodline.
Does anybody ever get their superpowers after their 14th birthday?
No, I'm afraid not. You know, there's tons of superheroes that didn't get their powers until the day before.
Really?
Yeah, Flame Guy, Rocket Man, Jello Girl.
Oh yes, who could forget the legendary adventures of Jello Girl? Well, I sure liked her a lot better than Jello Man, that's for fucking sure. Soon enough, Bronze Eagle has to face the very real possibility that his son may not be following in the rest of the family's genetically powered footsteps. But since Scott is eager to please his father in time for the big birthday party he's planning for his son, he decides to trick his family into thinking he's finally developed super strength in front of his recently arrived grandfather, Edward, formerly known as the Steel Condor, as played by Sherman Hemsley.
You take care of that. I gotta go say hi to my grandkids.
Hey, Grandpa!
Super strength.
I'm sorry, but no. There is no way that these rational human adults, who mind you have superpowered senses of deduction,
With my x-ray vision, I can see money in your backpack.
would possibly think that this Plan 9 from outer space special effect legitimately looked anything like a door actually being ripped off of its hinges.
You know, in actuality, Scott would have to struggle with that problem every day.
And how could this movie get any more mind-boggling from here? Well, wait until you hear this line of dialogue.
Oh, we had Spider-Man and Mary Jane over for dinner last night. They say hi. Any idea how to take webs out of the carpet?
Okay, aside from the fact that Grandma just inferred that Spider-Man ejaculated on her carpet...
Mommy. Not on the rug, man.
Spider-Man Triple Action Web Blaster.
This movie has now just confirmed it is part of the Marvel Universe, even though Disney didn't own Marvel at the time. Oh, this is groundbreaking info you're dropping here, movie. Please, elucidate.
Dad, don't get started.
And then that Clark curl in the middle of his forehead, Kent, comes along, starts calling himself the Man of Steel.
Holy shit, and DC superheroes are also in this universe? So Disney is now turning this movie into a Wreck-It Ralph 2, but for superheroes? Actually, these couple of offhand references to actual comic book superheroes, which I'm pretty sure weren't actually cleared by Marvel or DC's copyright teams, are the only thing that elevate this piece of crap above feeling like a half-assed early draft script of Sky High that got rewritten as a Disney Channel TV pilot. For starters, the villains in this flick are a duo of environmental activists who develop an educational software program they distribute among Scott and his junior high class that secretly brainwashes their adolescent minds so that they can take actions in their everyday lives that benefit the environment.
Well, what should we teach them first? Recycling? Composting? Love of tofu?
My God, what will these ruthless bastards have these kids do next? Register people to vote? Maybe even help an elderly woman across the street?
Run for your life!
Actually, there is some actual evil that is afoot, on behalf of the male half of the pair, played by Kevin Connolly, who would of course later make it big in his career with the hit HBO sitcom Entourage. I believe he played the part of Jeremy Piven's hairpiece. Malcolm is trying to distribute a corrupted version of the software among the kids behind the back of his partner Aaron, who is legitimately wanting to use the software to teach kids how to save the environment, while Malcolm is instead trying to use it to enlist brainwashed slaves that he can use to rob money from banks and steal it from their mothers' purses for the benefit of him and his league of evildoers. Oh my God, Jason from the Power Rangers? Allison Janney? Master Tatsu? And Tom Hardy!
$10 or $20 billion would make me incredibly happy.
Of course.
And soon enough, Malcolm's criminal antics capture the attention of Bronze Eagle and Warrior Women? But anyway, it turns out Malcolm has the upper hand on Bronze Eagle and his family, with the exception of Scott, when he discovers that the only weakness these superheroes have is towards aluminum foil.
I hope I don't come off overly cautious. Now, what with all the aluminum foil and whatnot.
Aluminum foil!
Are you okay?
Aluminum foil is the one thing that screws up our molecular structure. Too much of it can kill us.
Aluminum foil! Look, I know this movie is a comedy that's designed to evoke the camp you would expect out of earlier superhero entertainment, like the 60s Batman TV show. But no one involved with this movie is having any fun with that concept, especially our lead actor and director Robert Townsend, who still, after the Meteor Man, cannot muster up that much superheroic charisma.
I hope we're not dealing with some new criminal mastermind. I think we might be in for a major crime wave.
Looks like we've all been invited to the same party.
I mean, you would never think that this guy had broken out in the same late 80s, early 90s movement of black cinema that would give us Spike Lee, Reginald Hudlin, Keenen Ivory Wayans, people who direct actual films. But Townsend brings nothing here that helps elevate the shit above the low bar that's already been placed for Disney Channel movies. And where Sky High and The Incredibles got some insightful comedy out of the dysfunctional superhero family concept, all this crap gives you is a whiny and unremarkable teenage hero who's able to gaslight his family into believing he actually has gained superpowers. Because all the adults in this movie are the stupidest people alive.
Up, and away!
That's my boy.
Oh, there he is.
Helicopter.
And while Meteor Man was a film I appreciated for wearing its heart on its sleeve, Up, and Away wears the fucking moral of the film on its Nickelodeon magazine print ad.
It's not the cape makes your dad a hero.
We love you just for being you.
You don't need superpowers to help people.
Yes, Disney, I'm well aware that there are doctors and soldiers out there in the real world who are able to help people without having to dress up like Cameo, Janet Jackson, or Janelle Monáe's less talented brother, Hank Monet. And do I dare even mention Scott's best friend and sidekick named Randy? Because this kid is the sidekick character that they had to write out of a TGIF sitcom because he was just too annoying and unfunny.
How weird would it be if I asked Amy to that dance?
Really weird, because it would mean you got a backbone transplant. Personally, I'd be doing a victory dance right about now. Yeah. Oh, tummy. Oh, head. Oh, you unleashed the powers of the Randinator. Power.
Hey, come on now, Disney Channel. You do not need to be responsible for 2 Shia LaBeoufs on this network. Do it! So if you want to laugh at this movie's inept production value and typical Disney Channel corniness, then Up, and Away gives you plenty to laugh at within its 78 minutes. But since we now have a wide array of superhero comedies to pick from, good and bad, the lack of effort put into this flick makes it ultimately forgettable. Still, I will give Up, and Away one definite advantage over Meteor Man, in that it does not have a special guest appearance from Jello Man. Since your beer belly is already too big to fit inside your super suit, what harm can be done in fighting another round with the awfully good drinking game? Take a shot or drink every time Kevin Connolly's evil brainwashing program hypnotizes someone under its spell.
Earth protectors will tell you exactly what to do.
Scott!
Oh, that was quick. Hope all the assignments are this easy.
Well, now this crap feels like if Black Mirror was made as a 90s era Goosebumps type kids show. And why do all these hypnotized kids look like they're in telepathic communication with Scatman Crothers? Sherman Hemsley pops back up in the movie to give us the closest thing that resemble actual laughs from this damn movie.
You're late.
Oh, I knew I should have taken a cab. I'm still Condor! Condor! Condor!
You see another on-screen superhero aside from our lead family, such as rejected Tron concept art man, or Lady Gaga as a Guardians of the Galaxy villain, or Tina Fey with a Glade air freshener glued on her left shoulder. And take a double shot not just when you bear witness to this CGI worm monstrosity.
If anything weird happens, blast it.
I'm on it.
Hi, kids. Today's lesson is about combo.
But when you see the 2 times someone points out Bronze Eagle swooping in from the sky to save the day.
Bronze Eagle. It's Bronze Eagle.
You see, Robert Townsend, this is what happens when you agree to let the security guards on the Disney Channel studio lot make a cameo in your movie.
Bronze Eagle.
And on the nudie watch, there's not that much on that front in this film made for a family TV channel. Aside from the fact that I think this actress playing Warrior Woman looks pretty damn fly in this superhero outfit, even if her costume looks like the hybrid of Joel Schumacher's costumes for Robin and Batgirl. And even if she has such a stupid superhero weakness as fucking aluminum foil!
Zucchini bread.
Just put it on the table. Right there.
Your family is totally whack.
You know what? I gotta agree with the kid here. These superheroes are most certainly whack. On the enjoyableness continuum scale from Bull to Bruce, Up, and Away doesn't manage to make a spectacular liftoff, but does end up landing on its feet to score a 5 out of 10. This is a superhero movie that makes that failed Power Pack TV pilot from the 90s look like fucking Logan. I'm Jesse Shee for JoBlo.com, and coming up next on the Disney Channel, it's an all-new episode of So Weird. Then it's the Disney Channel original movie, My Mom is the President, and a vampire? And after that, Robert De Niro is going to rain his bloody vengeance upon the scum of New York City in Taxi Driver. It's all happening next, here on the Disney Channel.
Up and away.